Hello and welcome back to another Fear the Walking Dead top 5 list, and today I'll do the top 5 best episodes ever on Fear the Walking Dead. And this is quite hard because a lot of the episodes on Fear the Walking Dead are terrible, i.e. the entirety of season 4 and 5. We're doing top 5, so don't expect any season 4 or 5 episodes here because they're not going to be here, okay? There's the worst. So expect every other season but those 2 seasons, okay? So before we get to this, I do want to mention that the criteria has to be something that was enjoyable. Has to be something that was like glued me to the screen. Just good, okay? The criteria is good. So let's get into it and go straight to number 5. And I think the 5th best episode is Eye of the Beholder, Season 3, Episode 1. Reason why this episode is so good, it introduces so many characters like Troy, Jake, which immediately became fan favourites over time. And Madison goes full Mama Bear in this one, sticks a spoon in Troy's eye. Nick finally meets up with the group again, and he has a whole story with the trying to escape with Louisiana. Travis has a lot to shine in this episode with him being put in a pit of walkers and then just immediately destroys them all with his bare fists. Troy is a really good kind of antagonist for this episode, and it's really good to see how we have this kind of military air quotes. The pace is great, and I really it's the best opener of all of The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead's opener. This is the best season opener, I think, of all of them, and that's why it's number 5. Now in 4th place is going to be Slayer Ride, which is the season finale of season 3, episode 16. And this episode's so good because how it just always builds up, the tension just gets bigger, and it's very good how you see Strand kind of going against the people that he's kind of learned to bond with. And it's how Strand's this is maybe, until season 7, the darkest point we see Strand where he's because he really cares about Madison and Nick, and he's like, bam, I'm going to go do this. Really screws them over. And it's how Strand is trying to judge what to do, and it's all going wrong and blow up in Strand's face. And the ending is great. I couldn't put it any higher because how it was basically dropped with this massive cliffhanger, who survived. But the end is great with kind of Nick going, okay, I'm just going to sacrifice myself. And he basically blows himself up, and I think this would have been a better death for Nick, just to go out in a blaze of glory, kills everyone, blows up the dam, and we didn't see him in season 4. It's a shame that he survived this just to be shot by a child, which does ruin the episode a little. But just if we ignore what happens after this, it's a great episode with the mystery at the end, who survived. All we know is that Madison survived, and we get to see just such a good episode with a lot of characters dying, and Daniel he gets shot in the face, but he just goes full tank mode and still kills people, which just makes it so much fun to watch. In 3rd place is Wrath, season 2, episode 14. Reason why this is here is that I love the ending of this episode, and also I love the Travis trying to find out what happened to his son and how these people are telling the story, but they get it wrong. And Travis is picking up on these little things. And the ending when Travis is like, wait, you lied, and then he just snaps and murders everyone in that room with his bare hands. It's that moment there is my favourite moment in all Walking Dead universe. The moment where Travis snaps and murders everyone. I rewatch that all the time because I love that moment, and that actually makes the episode. And also Chris dies. I hated Chris, and they kill off Chris in a gruesome way as well. He kills himself in a way by being an annoying little shit, and just to have Travis snap as well, perfect. Chris's death and Travis snapping, 2 best things of all time. And that's why it's number 3. I really want to put it higher, but I was like, nah, I can't have the ending make it that high. But the build up to Nick's death and Travis snap is just gorgeous, and that's why at number 3. Now we're at number 2, and this one is The End is the Beginning, season 6, episode 1. And the reason why this is the 2nd best Fear episode of all time is that they fix Morgan. They make the show look amazing. I think the show has never looked better. Season 6 is the prettiest season in my opinion, and the way they fix Morgan with him being him having some weird gangrene so no walkers can see him, and how he just goes full rage mode and then just snaps, he now kills people. They made Morgan fun to watch again, and just because they fixed Morgan and how they focus onto one character, only Morgan, that's the only character we see, makes it so much more entertaining. It was so much fun to watch this episode. It's greatly paced. I just love this episode so much because they fix Morgan. That's the biggest point. Morgan became from the worst character on Fear to the best because of this episode, and it has to become number 2 because he fixed Morgan. Now here we are at number 1, and the best episode on Fear the Walking Dead so far is The Key, Season 6, Episode 4, the John Dory episode. The reason why this episode is so good is that there's a mystery aspect. John Dory is the best character of all time, and they really fleshed him out. They made him, like, giving him his own episode was the best thing that they've ever done. I know they did it in Season 4, but that was an okay episode. But Season 6, they really went with it, and it was great, because it only focused on John Dory. You had Strand a little bit, but it focused on John Dory, and how everything's affecting him. You get like a look into his psyche and what is affecting him and how he's feeling at the moment, how conflicted he is. But the best part of the episode is the mystery aspect of who did the murder. This hook of the mystery really glues you onto the screen and really makes you want to watch more. And the gut-wrenching ending of the woman who was framed gets killed breaks John Dory, and it really sets up John Dory for later on in the season, and it's just perfect. It's a very focused, character developed episode. Like, it's focused on the character, and it makes the episode amazing. And because of that, I think it's the best episode on Fear the Walking Dead so far. But what do you think? Please tell me. I'd like to know. Do you agree with the list? Do you disagree? Do you think an episode should be here, which is not? Do you think one of these episodes is terrible? Please tell me. I'd like to know. And I'll talk to you guys later. So goodbye. Talk to you tomorrow.